Okay, before speaking on this topic, I just want to share I'm the mother of four very well behaved, very high performing kids. My eldest graduated magna cum laude from her college. She graduated in the top 10% of her high school. My three little ones are all excelling academically. They're all above grade level in several subjects, and they're all on the honor roll. Additionally, all four of my kids are very well behaved. So, not saying that everything's been perfect. We've had some bumps along the road, but I've never resolved any of them by spanking. They just don't work. Spankings just do not work, despite what we've been raised to believe. So, the first reason I don't spank my kids is because I got spanked for every little thing, and so did my brother. And for real, all spanking did for me and him, it made us damn good liars, and it made us sneaky as shiggity. That's all it did. We became very adept at covering our tracks, and I was pretty darn manipulative, and I acted out a whole lot. Yeah, so that's the main reason. Spanking really, it just doesn't work. The second reason, which is closely tied to the first reason, is that spanking, for me, again, I'm looking for me, from my perspective, spanking totally cuts off the lines of communication. For me and my brother, we knew that we would get in trouble for every little thing, so we really weren't comfortable sharing much with our parents, and we took our counsel from the streets and our friends, which got us into a whole hell of a lot of trouble all the time. And so with my kids, I know I frequently look at my kids because I see myself and my brother in them. And so I frequently, when they're in a certain situation, I will think to myself, okay, if I did this, what could and I probably did, because I was bad, y'all, I was bad. But I'll think to myself, if I did this, what could my parents have done or said to prevent me from doing it again? And so I think through, and then I apply whatever thoughts or ideas come to me. The third reason, and a big reason I don't spank my kids, is because honestly, that's just perpetuating a tradition of corporal punishment that I believe was passed down from the plantation. So just because, our overseers or masters took a whip to us, our grandparents took a switch to us, our parents took a belt or extension cord or a paddle or whatever they can get their hands on to us, and I'm just choosing to do things a lot differently, because I know for myself, for my brother, for everyone I grew up with who got spanked all the time, it really just made us damn good liars. It made us have love-hate relationships with our parents, which are not healthy. It led us to seek advice and counsel from the streets, which is never a good idea. And so I don't have that problem. I don't have those problems, thank God. And I really feel it's because instead of whipping my kids for every goddamn thing they do, which makes absolutely no sense, I will sit down to them and talk to them and be very honest and let them understand why what they did may not have been the best choice. We'll even go so far as to when my middle schooler last year first entered middle school, we had a lot of issues. So I showed her real live news stories about what happens to little girls who act out in certain ways. She cried, it was upsetting, but she had to know the truth. My eldest, when she was in middle school, we had a little bump in the road, and I sat down and we went through the one ads. I asked her what she wanted to be in life, where she wanted to live, what kind of home she wanted to have. She told me. We went in the paper, because this was kind of before internet was widely available. We went in the paper, found apartments, whatever, the job she wanted, had a budget, used Monopoly money to budget and all this stuff. And then at the end of it, I told her, well, you might as well give up on all them dreams, because with the grades you getting and how you acting, you ain't going to have them. You're going to be on my couch till you're 40. So that was enough to wake her up. I have one of my kids right here. Come here, little Aminata. She wasn't planning to be in the foreground of this video, but can you tell the viewers, how often do you get spanked?
Barely.
Do you remember the last time? Typically, you guys get spanked if you do something that can physically hurt somebody, right?
Yeah.
And even then, it's just a pop. It's not a spanking. It's a like, what's a pop? Yes. It's just a pop on the hand or something like that. Do you have friends who get spanked a lot?
Pretty sure.
Enunciate and speak
I'm
aloud.
pretty sure.
Do they act differently in class as opposed to those who don't get spanked a lot?
Yeah.
Like how?
Like grandma.
Oh, don't say names. No names.
Oh, that
Speak
girl,
up loud.
That girl. In my school, she came back with bags under her eyes and was sad.
And she, even though she's a really good kid, has a good heart, she acts out in ways that, like when my little Aminata comes and tells me, we talk a lot. I talk to all my kids, but when she in particular comes and shares things that happen during her day, I can tell her based on the kids' behavior who has the unhappy homes. And 9 times out of 10, the kids do open up to her and share. They get their asses beat all the time. So parents who are doing that, you are doing a total disservice to your kids. If you're trying to make sure that they are empowered and ready for the world, all you're doing by spanking them all the damn time is making sure they're ready to live in your basement or sleep on your couch or rely on you because they're never going to be able to stand on their own because you're not empowering them to do so. All you're doing is beating a life of lies, a relationship of love and hate. That's all you're doing when you do that. And you're perpetuating what was inherited from the plantation. And that's not cool. Okay, I think this is it for this one. It's a wrap. Okay, let's do the second video. I mean, look at your unicorn.
You should put that as a loop. Hi. You should put your finger.
Okay. Okay.
That's a blooper. Stop the video.